It is time for Stugotz to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy Stu.
Dan, rare is the time I announce someone is back after they lose a game. But it wasn't his fault. He was the reason they were in the game. And I will never, ever waste an opportunity to promote one of the most underappreciated players in the history of the NFL. Dan, after going 11 of 23 for 201 yards, 2 touchdowns, including a 49-yarder that put the Bears up 13-9 late in the fourth quarter, make no mistake about it, Andy Dalton is back. The Red Rifle. What are you laughing at? I mean, he was great yesterday.
Did you celebrate him being under 50% completion percentage?
Great is overstated.
13-9 lead. Big 49-yard touchdown late in the fourth quarter there. Not his fault the Bears defense stinks. Andy Dalton. The Vikings are the greatest 5-5 team in NFL history. Coincidentally, the Saints are the worst 5-5 team in NFL history. You agree? The Viking team is perplexing.
They're the same 5-5.
No, it's not the same 5-5. This is a different 5-5. The Vikings 5-5 feels like he can win a Super Bowl. The Saints 5-5 feels like he can win nothing. Nothing. Not even a playoff team. It's Trevor Siemian. They should have gotten Cam Newton, by the way. Yeah?
I didn't think you were asking. I thought you were
telling
us.
I was. I mean, I'm always asking you. Since losing to Oregon, Ohio State has won 9 straight games by a combined 303 points. You know what the Buckeyes are doing, Dan?
They are slaughtering people.
They are peaking at the right time. You know what else they are doing?
What else?
They are clicking on all cylinders.
Oh, they are clicking.
How about that?
I think cylinders fire, not click. If you've got a clicking cylinder, you may want to look into it.
What is that? What do
you mean?
Are you clicking on all cylinders or are you firing on all cylinders?
I think you're clicking on all cylinders. I mean, that's how they said it, right? That's how they've said it for years, clicking on all cylinders.
Put it on the poll, please, at LeBatard Show. Clicking on all cylinders or firing on all cylinders?
I think you fire on all cylinders, but you don't click on all cylinders.
Huh.
So you can fire on all cylinders. I think she might be right about this, Stugotz.
I think she's wrong.
Okay.
Look it up.
Okay.
Cincinnati Bearcats. Well done. Texas. Jesus. Georgia. If you're going to give up 7 to Charleston Southern, Alabama is going to put a 50 burger up in your face. CJ Stroud. Welcome to the Heisman house. Unless Bryce Young gets there first. Chris Olave has been at Ohio State for a decade. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and acts like a duck, it's headed to Miami. The C in Cristobal stands for choke. The M in Mario stands for Miami. And you know what the C stands for, Dan?
Choke, you told us.
Canes. How about that?
I don't know what that means. How about that?
There's only one C in his name.
Well, C can have multiple meanings. Okay?
There it is.
Yes.
Okay.
So in the short term, it's for choke.
Right.
In the long term, it's for Canes.
Mm-hmm.
But Mario Cristobal, MC, Miami Canes, that should tell you all you need to know.
It tells me nothing.
It's 4-1 against top 10 teams. Did you know? Did you know that?
Yeah.
I did not.
That's a nice little resume booster. Right?
Walks like a duck, Dan. College game day. Using Mike Ryan's info and not giving Mike Ryan proper credit. College game day. The Stugotz is strong in you.
Grifters and thieves.
Also, You should be ashamed of yourselves. They really should. That was Mike Ryan's report. You're sitting up there with the biggest platform in college football. They know it's Mike Ryan's report.
Who should be ashamed?
And they attribute it
Name
to
them.
nobody.
Who should be ashamed?
Whoever produces the show.
Producers or no? Take out
Whoever gave Reese Davis the code red. Whoever did it.
Herb Street grifter, Lee Corso grifter, Desmond Howard grifter and thief.
Felica, listen, I'm looking at you.
Reese Davis grifter and thief. Who else?
No, I'm looking at Felica, the bear. Because Felica, he went to the University of Miami, and some on that set may say, hey, Felica, you should have this news, not Mike Ryan. Felica didn't have the news, Mike Ryan did, and they did not give any sort of attribution to Mike Ryan, and they should have. So credit to Mike Ryan. They should have done it. It was a terrible job by them. I blame Reese. That's it. Forget about Felica. It is now squarely on Reese Davis. It's a terrible job because someone told Reese not to do it, and Reese didn't do it, and he should have done it because he knows better.
What if Bear talked to the same people?
They didn't give it to the Bear either. It was just a story floating out there. How'd they get the information? It's a terrible job. I mean, I'd call out the producer, but I don't know his name. Lee Fitting. Oh, yeah, Lee Fitting is his name. It's Lee Fitting's fault. You know Lee, right?
I don't know Lee.
He was the one that put you on there, right? As a guest picker that one time.
He put me on there, yeah. It was supposed to be J-Lo and A-Rod, and it ended up being me at the time of my life. Yeah. Lovely, thanks. It's a good dude. And listen, we were about to go, like, there were many paths that me and Lee were exploring that we never got to because Chris got fired. And so those paths will never be explored. But there were many of them. And Wiley, I love him. Although he could be the reason that no one gave Mike Ryan credit. I'm not certain what's going on here. I'm lashing out in all directions. These are my friends. Especially Lee.
Because he put you on game day.
He did.
Yeah. So it's Reese Davis's fault.
I'm not certain it was Reese's fault. I mean, someone told Reese, hey, don't you dare say Mike Ryan's name on College Game Day.
Are you going to apologize to all these guys by the end of the segment? Whose fault is it?
Now that I'm talking it out, I'm not certain it was Mike Ryan's story to begin with. I mean,
it was Lee Fitting's story.
It was Lee Fittings. And I love Lee. And who doesn't love Lee? I mean, Lee is one of the most powerful guys in sports. And perhaps down the road, many, many years from now, the paths that we stopped exploring together will be explored again.
After Chris Cody got fired.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. It's a real sliding doors moment for us. I don't blame Chris.
It was not unfortunate. It was like the definition of fortune.
Well, you don't know some of the conversations me and Lee had. I mean,
I'm pretty sure I do. I can piece it
was
together.
just you asking.
You can imagine
it was
him?
you asking for stuff, and occasionally him returning your texts, and then learning,
Right.
oh, I've got to stop doing this.
yeah.
I got to stop answering this
He
person.
really did nothing for me.
He's just going to keep asking me for
The
stuff.
person who did everything for me was A-Rod and J-Lo. I mean, thanks to those two, I got a College Game Day. Now, Kirk Herbstreit, he invited me back recently to come back and be a guest picker this season.
That is a lie.
He just did it on Stupidity. He had a book to promote. I interviewed him. He said you were fantastic. The way you threw it to Corso up the turnpike a couple of times, he said you were fantastic. We'd like to have you back.
I think you have more of a chance of getting on with Siciliano.
Oh,
That one's going to haunt you.
you deserve to be fired. I love you, Chris. Miss you, Lee. Reese's fault. Unless it was Felica's. Not Corso's, though. Maybe Dez. I love Dez.
It's important that you tell us
Gene Wojciechowski.
which people on
His
this
fault.
on this set you love and don't love.
I love them all, Dad.
It's a good show.
Jen Latta. Pollock.
Do you not know his first name?
I think it's David.
It is. It is.
bad about saying that about Chris and Lee. Lovely. Anyway, where was I? The Ravens are better without Lamar Jackson. Here come the Niners. Gambling on the Vikings is like flipping a coin. Vikings, good enough to win the Super Bowl, bad enough to not make the playoffs. You know what the M in Mason Crosby stands for, Dan?
Miss.
Wow, that was good.
He's been missing a lot.
I mean, it's weird, right? I mean, Aaron's going to cut him soon, right? What do you think?
Aaron,
From the team or?
Yeah, from his life. I mean,
Or like find a blade.
just cut him. Just shiv him. Shiv him.
Green Bay. TANK. Aaron Rodgers said his toe really hurts. You know what the T in toe stands for, Dano?
I do not.
It stands for tanking. San Francisco had a 20-play, 87-yard drive that took just over 13 minutes off the clock and resulted in a field goal. That's football.
Such bad football.
Bill Parcells and Vic Fangio were so jealous. Tuna, fangs. The Eagles might be good. They also might be awful. No one knows.
Put it on the poll. More confusing team. Eagles. Didn't we have 3 of these? Eagles, Vikings, and we had somebody else in there. Somebody
Wasn't the
else.
Saints, that's for sure.
Colts are confusing. The team they beat in the
Colts,
Bills are now
Colts,
confusing.
The Colts.
The
was
Colts.
the third one I was thinking.
No idea if they're good or not. Do we know if the Bengals are good? I feel like they're one of those teams. And the Steelers. I have no idea. And the Browns. The entire NFL. I mean,
Philadelphia, the Vikings, and the Colts. If you put the 3 of them in a cauldron, who's emerging?
oh,
I don't know who's the best of those teams.
Vikings. What is happening? I wrote that down at some point yesterday and never finished the thought. And today, I can't remember what I was thinking when I wrote it down. Then it dawned on me, Dan. Perhaps that was the thought.
Was it when Cam Hayward punched Justin Herbert and didn't get ejected from the game?
I don't know.
Because I tweeted that when that happened.
I wrote down what is happening. Football was things were happening. I didn't finish the thought, and I don't remember what the thought was.
Was it the Texans beating the Titans? Is
No,
that
no. It wasn't.
Turns out that Chargers-Steelers game was a terrible game to fall asleep in midway through the third quarter.
The worst. I regret it.
I stayed up for that. I'm still mad about it. I had my jammies on at halftime, and I stayed up till midnight.
Jammies.
Well, you were filled with hope.
No,
towards the
I
end.
was pissed because I knew they were going to lose.
a 27-point fourth quarter?
Came from behind. They were 17 points down. Gave you hope in the fourth quarter. They kicked a field goal with 4 minutes to go. That was awesome. Even as a Steelers, I don't understand Jess's take of this made me unhappy. It's miserable to root for a team that went 37-34 up late in the fourth.
That's a good
That was
loss.
a great.
Yeah.
That was
A great
super
loss.
encouraging.
If you're going
Good
to lose,
entertainment
if you're going to
experience.
lose and you're playing in prime time, lose in a blowout so I can go to
Nonsense.
bed. Like the Marlins.
Selfish jammy situation is all she wants.
Don't
She
you want to
wants-
be encouraged by good play from Ben Roethlisberger? Like he was going toe-to-toe with Justin Herbert in primetime.
I would love to be encouraged by that at like 6 p.m. Eastern.
Fair enough.
At 11:30,
Are we doing the
jammies
Dan
are
thing
on.
where we're asking
I'm
you if you
drinking
had
the
fun?
ginger tea.
I think we're doing the Dan thing where we asked you if you had fun.
But you loved the fourth quarter, did you not? Right up
I would
until
have
you
loved
didn't.
the fourth quarter if it were at 6 p.m. Eastern before I put my jammies on.
If you lived on the West
Were
Coast.
you, while watching
Right.
your team score 27 fourth quarter points, you're alleging that you were
Horizontal with my glasses half off
Miserable?
in bed with my ginger tea with the lights off, waiting for them to do something stupid so I could do the thing that I do every Sunday when the Steelers are losing, which is I turn the TV off in disgust. I throw the remote down on the bed and I'm like, God, this team.
Once the jammies are on, there's no more effing around with the cute S. You know what I mean?
It's a beautiful turf they have at SoFi Stadium, too.
Yeah,
Everything
no
just
doubt.
pops.
It's a good away
looks
win
so
for the
nice.
Chargers, too.
Yeah. But Mike is right. It looks so nice there.
So excited for the Super Bowl to be played there.
Yep. Lane Kiffin, Florida Gators, collision course. Unless Jimbo Fisher gets there first. Dan Mullen taking some university that hasn't been very good at football and making them really good really quickly, then leaving collision course. Jim Harbaugh, Chicago Bears, collision course. Shame on Isaiah Stewart for allowing his face to get in the way of LeBron's elbow. Chiefs, Cowboys, you're expecting fireworks, and all of a sudden, a game against Alex Smith and Quincy Carter breaks out. Meanwhile, Ben Roethlisberger almost pulls out a shootout against Justin Herbert. Top offense, not scoring a touchdown against the Chiefs. Top defense, torn apart by Jonathan Taylor and Carson Wentz. Hell is going on. Speaking of hell, Art Briles. Dan, those are the weekend observations.